Welcome back to our session on functions. Today we are going to discuss about how we can return multiple values from a Python function. This is one of the important properties of Python, a striking difference of Python from other programming languages, that we can return multiple values from a return statement, from a single return statement in a Python function or from a Python function. Whereas in other programming languages like C++, a return statement can return only a single value until and unless we are not using any derived data type or user defined data type for returning any object or any other variable of different type. In Python function, we can use multiple expression for returning the multiple values as it is shown in the syntax. The return statement followed by the expression separated with commas. Those values which are returned from a function, they may be written together as a tuple, or they may be unpacked by specifying equal number of variables on the left hand side of a function called statement. Let us understand this with an example. Here in this example, a function calculation is defined which calculates or performs the different arithmetic operations with two numbers a and b. Look at the main part. We are taking input for two values x and y, and then we are calculating the values of sum, product, multiplication and division using the calculation function which is defined above, and then we are returning the values by unpacking them into four different variables. As we are returning four values, that is the value of the sum of two numbers, difference of two numbers, product and division of two numbers. So we have used four variables. So let us see this example. Now here in this example we are returning multiple values and accepting them through a tuple. So let us run this file, save. Same example we have done, but in this case we are returning and receiving the value, returning multiple values which are being received through a tuple or as a tuple. Just to show you the difference, enter a number, suppose 4, and the other number is suppose 2. So the first value is sum, the second value is difference, the third value is product, and the fourth value is quotient. Now this is used as a tuple. What if we give a number as second number as 0? This statement, instead of this statement, it will execute this one. So run again. Now we give a number as 3 and the other number as 0, b as denominator as 0. So the first sum is difference, 3 minus 0 is 3, product 3 into 0 is 0, and the last one, instead of calculating the quotient, it has returned the error message, error diff by 0. Now let us see if instead returning as a tuple we unpack this, so what will happen? So we'll see the other example. Yes, this one. Now here what we are doing, we are unpacking it. So let us execute this one, save, run the program, give two numbers, say 6 and 5. So the value is 6 plus 5 is 11, 6 minus 5 is 1, 6 into 5 is 30, and 6 by 5 is 1.2. But if we run it again and give the denominator as 0, 5 and 0, then 5 plus 0 is 5, 5 minus 0 is 5, 5 into 0 is 0, and 5 by 0 is, instead of calculating the quotient, we have just tried to print the message error division by 0. So this is how the two ways in which we can receive multiple values that are written through a single return statement. Let us now discuss about mutable and immutable properties of the parameters. We have studied the concept of calling a function by value and calling a function by reference. The difference is that when we call a function by value, the changes made inside the function are not reflected in their original values, whereas when a function is called by reference, changes made inside the function are reflected in their original values. Though this concept is not there, indirectly this concept is supported by the mutable and immutable properties of the data types. We know data types may be of two categories in Python: immutable and mutable. Most of the data types, they are immutable. That means they do not allow to change the value of the elements. Rather, if you try to change their value, the reference changes, memory reference changes. That means instead of changing the value in that particular location, it actually changes the reference to the new value. So most of the data types which are immutable, if they are passed as parameters to a function, then the changes will not be reflected in their original values, as they do not allow changes. So if immutable parameters are passed, changes will not be reflected in their original values in the caller, the function or the part of the program which calls the function. Whereas if we are passing mutable parameters like list or dictionaries, then changes done inside the function may be reflected. That depends on whether or not it is assigned to any other variable or data type. If it is assigned to any other variable or data type, then changes will not be reflected because the memory references changes. Hence, the parameter no longer refers to the original list or dictionary, original variable. If instead it is not assigned to any other variable or data type, then the changes to it will be reflected in the original values, as memory reference of the variable remains the same and hence changes are made in place. So original values also changes. Let us see example of this. In this example, we are trying to swap two numbers where a and b are two integers. When integers, we know they are immutable, so inside the function their values may change. Like this print statement, print the original values, and this is the statement for swapping. So after swapping, inside the function the change value is there, but when in return when it returns to the main function, that is the caller, and then we try to print the value of a and b, they will be remaining the same. Similar is the case for string. String is also immutable, so when it is changed inside a function, the function will display a changed value, but as soon as we go to the original part, original value, we try to get the original value, we see that it has not been changed. It is the same which is there before changing. So let us see the example. We'll just take a single variable and we'll try to see the effect. Let us save this. As change immutable so we'll define a function name as setChange, where we'll have only one number, and we'll try to make it to 0. Whatever may be its value, let us try to change it to 0 and print the value inside the function. That's all. Will not have much. This is the definition for the main part, that is the caller of the function. Just will take any value, say a equals to 10, and then print in main original value is a, then we'll call change the value of a and make it to 0, and then again we'll try to print and see whether the value has been changed to 0 or not. Now save it and run it. See the output. In main, original value is 10. Inside the change function, the value is changed to 0, but it is not reflected in original value. The original value remains the same. This is because a is an integer and a is immutable. Similar is the case if we take any string. Say we have assigned in star, and here we are assigning it to new. Now save it and run again. So in main, original value is star. Inside change, it has been changed to new, but again, since string is immutable, original value did not change. So after changing again, the value remains the same. Let us now check and go for an list which is mutable. So instead of a string, let us now take it a list and assign some values, say 10, 20 and 30. Now let us try to change a and see the changed value. Here what we will do, we'll try to change some value, say a1 is 100. Now save it and run. So what do we see here? Original, the list is having 3 elements, 10, 20 and 30. Inside the change function, we have assigned a1 equal to 100. So the second value, which was 20 earlier, it has been changed to 100. And again in the main function, after changing, we get the changed values. So this is what mutability indicates in Python. If we pass a mutable value, then the value may be changed. Now in this case, we have not tried to assign the list A to any other variable. Let us see, though list is mutable, it may not reflect the changes if it is assigned to some other variable or any other data type. For example, suppose we write A as let us take another, let's say L, and now let's have 1 and 2 here, and we try to change it. We try to assign A to L. So save this and see whether the change is there or not. Now see, originally list was 10, 20, 30. Inside change it reflected 1, 2. It has been changed, but again after this calling the change function, still the list, though it is mutable, it has not changed. This is because we have tried to assign it to another variable. Hence A is no longer referring to the memory location what it was referring earlier. Now it is referring to the location of L. Hence we will not get A as same. A and L are different here. So inside function it is referring to L, but outside it is not referring to the same location. So that is why the changes are not reflected. So this is all regarding the mutable and immutable properties. Here we have tried to interchange the values of a list. Here we have taken a list and which is having the individual character of the string good morning. So before calling it is showing as good morning. Here we have changed the pair of values. So GO and OG, they are interchanged. So since its list is mutable, so it has changed the elements. And here we have tried to assign to another variable, so there is no change. So we have to remember that if we do not want any changes to be reflected in the caller, then we will pass immutable properties, immutable parameter. Whereas if we want the changes, then we have to pass mutable parameters. So that's all for today. In the next class we will study regarding scope rules.